There we go. I do believe we're live. I'll say, indeed, and greetings unto you, beloved and holy friends. It has been hot. I'll start by saying I played golf today. A little bit. Just enough to say that I played golf, but not enough to actually have played golf. All right. These microphones are technically charged, but it still has some electrons left in it. At the very least, enough electrons for us to do this live stream. I don't know why I chose to sit somewhere where the sun can reach me. I think I sat here because it's far enough away from all of the other chaos. It is my brother's bachelor's. It's my brother's bachelor's. I think I started the whole fractal of sharing that I played golf is that I was in the sun. I was in the sun for 4 hours. I'm happy that I put some sunscreen on. Zhao, thank you, Zhao, for bringing me sunscreen. The peeper, Luke and Siaya and my dad and Vesel and Rido, everybody put some sunscreen on, and that sunscreen wouldn't be if not for her love. That right there was me giving voice to the unspoken. I do that as often as I can, and I feel, especially with the way conversations have been going already today, that that is in large part what I'm supposed to do. Right? I realize, I'm willing to realize, that I'm not normal. Maybe that's the wrong way to say it, but I think you know what I mean. Right? The way I have applied myself and the way that life has given me an experience because of that is different in large part to many of the experiences that are, right? So many of the people here are engineers, right? And being an engineer requires you to be a certain way, right? To be very meticulous, to be very precise, I think is a good word as well. There he is. I love you, Zhao. It's nice to have you here with me. And because of that meticulousness and that precise nature, it closes off certain possibilities, at least in my perspective, to the individual, right? And it's not even like those possibilities are closed off because the person doesn't allow themselves those experiences. It can be just a matter of never having had that information presented to them, right? Whatever it is, whatever way it is you choose to apply yourself, right? And in that, I have over and over again been playing this role of giving voice to the unspoken. I need to get out of the sun. I'm gonna freaking glistening here. The sun is kicking my ass. I'm going to vault this. I would show you all of the other people, but I don't think they'd like that. But I can sit myself right here. Yeah. Yeah. Look at that. In the shade. And we get to pretend like it's just nature behind me. Yeah. Yeah. This thing is not standing. Yeah. Nope. The wind is my new challenger. Maybe I have to shorten this a little bit, catch less wind that way. I'm so sunburned. And this is after wearing a hat all day and putting on sunscreen. I technically put sunscreen on my face twice just to try and save myself from this environment, to give voice to the unspoken, right? Because your skin cannot speak for itself. And in that way, you have to speak for it, right? By trying to take care of it. I don't think I'm the best example necessarily of what that looks like. I really do wish that I started wearing sunscreen a lot earlier in my life. But it is a matter of having listened to those that have given voice to the unspoken, right? That as we find ourselves having access to the internet, it allows us a lot more access to the unspoken voices. And it's interesting, I was asked a lot when I tell people about what it is I do. I'm asked a lot about how I figure out what I want to say. What is it that I'm going to talk about today? And the way that I explained it to someone today was that it chooses, right? Wherever it is, like for instance, hey, Dan is here with us too. For instance, it wasn't spoken that there is the ability to give voice to the unspoken. And even though that wasn't spoken, that's still the message that arose in my heart. And it's the thing that I feel pressed to share with every single person that I communicate with. I'll have some responsibilities here, being one of the best men and the eldest brother to the person getting married. So there will be a 20 questionnaire thing where we'll bet on whether or not he'll get the answers right. And if he gets it right, he gets to keep the cash. And if he doesn't, then we get to keep the cash or something like that. And it's something that I was asked to do last night, right? And a part of the reason why I was asked is because this environment that I find myself in is very Afrikaans. Very, very. Baie Afrikaans. And Afrikaans people like being addressed in Afrikaans, right? And the best man, Rudo's bestest man, I guess, is Luke. And Luke is English, right? So he can understand Afrikaans for the most part, but he's not going to be able to engage a whole crowd enough for them to, at least this is what I felt was unspoken in what he was speaking to me. He did mention the actual Afrikaans thing. And I'm so happy to. I am a little bit intimidated, of course, as we all can be, but it is a matter of giving voice to the unspoken, giving voice to the giving voice to the person who cannot speak the language that I've grown up knowing. Dan, Joe Blessin, our Dan friend as well. I wonder if I can give you a better perspective here. Yeah, more perspective. I think we might get some better lighting here too. I'm trying. Yo, folks, are we adventuring again? You know it's Sam. It's adventures galore. Adventure after adventure. Y'all, I feel kind of ashamed. I feel like I bring chaotic energy here a lot, and I feel guilty about that. And at the same time, I'm really struggling with my emotions as of late. Dude, have you met me? Chaotic energy. Chaotic energy is what we do here, bro. Like it's as normal as anything else is. Dan, you're a beautiful and authentic you. No, claim that, bro. You deserve to have a rich inner experience. All right? Even if sometimes that rich inner experience sucks absolute ass. And I believe, and this is why we show up this way, right? Every single one of us deserves to have a community that we are allowed to talk to, right? And I do that with you, friends. I come here and I talk about whatever has been placed on my heart. Today, it's giving voice to the unspoken, all right? And you, friends, listen to me all the time, Dan. So that's what this community is about, I'll say. And you are willing, more than welcome to share with us. So you're trying to change the world, huh? That's cool, man. How can I be of assistance? You just were. Thank you for assisting me by being willing to assist. If you want something tangible, send me cash. I'm totally gonna save the world with $5 extra. But in seriousness, it's a very hard question to ask. I think every single one of us needs to assist in trying to make the world a better place. And I don't think it's going to be up to one person, again, right, to do that. I feel at one point in my life, I took a great deal of responsibility in believing I am supposed to make the world a better place, right? That it's my job solely in some ways to make the world a better place. And then, fortunately, as I kept living and I kept being allowed experiences, and even more important than the experiences, being allowed access, being allowed the honor to meet other people, right? And every time I meet a person that I can see is in that process of assisting in making the world a better place, it makes my own burden feel a little bit lighter. And maybe that's the unspoken thing, right? Is that you listening right now, are helping to make the world a better place. If you can make your own inner world just a little bit of a better place, if you can show up and do some yoga, something as simple as that, right, for your body today, world's a better place. If you can meditate a little bit, spend some time with your own mind, see all of the things that you find yourself stuck on, and then get to a point where you get sick of it. I find that's the way it works with me sometimes. Like I get sick, maybe sick is the right word. I get fed up with the own inner dialogue of like meh, 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 meh. I must get meh, 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 meh. And then I reach this point where I'm like enough. Enough myself with this bullshit, to say it in derogatory terms. I don't need you to do that ceaselessly. And unfortunately, we're not expected. We're not expected to be that way, right? These days, we find ourselves in the position to distract ourselves ceaselessly, to never give voice to the unspoken, all right? All right? You don't have to. You can keep distracting yourself. Keep scrolling, keep watching videos, keep listening to music, keep eating or drinking or whatever. You can keep doing things all the time. Allowing yourself a moment to just be with yourself without any external input. That's why I'm an advocate for fasting. I think if the whole world adopted a healthy relationship to fasting, like once a week fasting, boom, suddenly we have so much extra food that we can solve world hunger, right? But again, that's the unspoken thing that I don't always find it appreciated when I give voice to. All right. I feel I'm missing some comments. Sending you love. Firestar. Bless you, friend. You're helping, dude. Dan, this is why we're here. Sam, echoing the same sentiment. I remember when your energy was truly chaotic, and you have moved on from that point. Wherever you are now, you won't be there very long either. That whole fractal of this too shall pass. If you are having the best time of your life right now, this too shall pass. If you are having the worst time of your life right now, this too shall pass. And reminding ourselves thereof, for me, I remind myself thereof by love is true, right? It's like my this too shall pass. Because no matter what state I'm in, how happy or sad I am, how angry with the world as it is, with things not going the way that I would like them to, love is true. If love wasn't true, I would not be here right now, right? My parents wouldn't have loved each other enough to come together and conceive me. I wouldn't have been here if they didn't love me enough to feed me. I wouldn't be here if I didn't love myself enough to continue taking care, right? That there is this base layer of love that precedes, comes before everything else. And whatever state I'm in, and Joe actually mentioned that to me, that she's seen me use that term in so many ways. I'll sometimes use it in the space of complete dismay, where I'll be so beaten down emotionally that I say love is true, right? Like it's the last thing that I get to hold on to, kind of thing. And we're here for you, bro. We're here for you, man. Love is true. Remember that. Remind yourself of it over and over again. Deserving is an illusional emotion desired by the ego of the untrained mind. Deserving is an illusion. Deserving is an illusional emotion desired by the ego of the untrained mind. Very apt of you to say that. I don't think I disagree. Right? The way that I am unfolding that wisdom is that egos, untrained, have this want for there to be a kind of deserving. All right? And I've seen it in my upbringing, especially with the religion that my family pursues. There is a element of you have to, with the sweat of your brow, earn your bread, right? And in that way, it like builds this fundamental deserving. Sam is saying something, the debt, the debt, right? Like you were the one that illuminated that with my dad. The fact that some of our religion, a lot of our religion, is precedented on debt. That you are indebted, all right, and that you need salvation. You need something to save you. And I feel, again, this is my own personal bias that everybody deserves to have food to eat, right? Whether they sweated their brow or not, right? I feel like we as a species, if I have to speak for all of us, have more than enough to share, all right? And again, I feel like something, giving voice to the unspoken. Little by little, that's all I can say. Make the world a better place little by little. Give voice to the unspoken things. Give food to the hungry. But why would you assume to project thinking for every one of us? It's something that I do sometimes from a place of assumption, right? It's true, as you said. But I only do it because I only have so much bandwidth. One, as a self, and two, from all of you. If all of us are cybernetically connected as a hive mind, then maybe I'll have the voice to speak for all of us collectively with a lot more clarity and certainty. But until I'm there, the only thing that I can do is try and melt my ego to the point where I can be open enough to consider every single other person without my ego being the, what's the word I'm looking for? The crux, the anchor point, right? Love is true. That's all I'm here to do. I'm trying to show up with love for myself. And I show up in this space as you friends. No, with love for you. I don't have to know who you are for me to show up with love for you in this moment. And to echo Dan a little bit, I'm here for you too, bro. I hang out with my TA, he says, from my coding bootcamp from 2023 for the first time IRL yesterday after keeping in touch with for the past couple of years. It was a great time. I'm happy to hear that, Dan. That sounds nice. Things went haywire when I met his girlfriend after dinner. They're a bit older, she's in her 40s, and Max mentioned her, this woman, and Max mentioned to her this woman that I've been seeing. She immediately identified me as someone who has a codependent bonding style, and this woman as someone who is avoidant. This person who literally just met me brought me to a really heavy realization. I think there's more to share. She wasn't stepping out of line, Sam. The convo evolved naturally, and she was speaking from direct experience, and it struck a chord. I'm finding myself attracted to people because love was conditional with my parents. It's leaving me feeling unwanted and unlovable. I'm afraid. Oh, I won't be your life partner, Dan. I'll say that much. But I don't have to be to love you still, all right? To want you a part of my life, all right? Even if it's only my friend Dan joining my stream every now and then, all right? Like, I want you to realize that The impact that you have on this world, bro, is so much more than just your attachment styles. All right? That's just like one little skin of the entirety of your being. You shouldn't let yourself feel unlovable, dear friend. Oh, that's uncomfortable. Are you sure that wasn't full of shit though, Dan? Because you would like to learn how to not sound like an idiot in front of the universe. I am available to assist you. Go ahead. I'm here ready for assistance. And one thing that I'll also say is that I'll give voice to the idiot, if you will. If you consider me an idiot and you consider me sounding like an idiot in front of the universe, I don't care, right? And it's not going to change anything, not a single thing about my inner experience, what you believe about me, right? And it's one of those things that I'm giving voice to in doing this work. Every single day that I show up, one after another, despite whatever is going on in my life, despite what responsibilities, let's say, I have as a intellectual, right? As a person that knows things, can say smart word, right? That is just one part of your existence. Again, right? Reducing people to how smart they are. I feel like that's definitely something that is unspoken. We do have a intelligence bias as a species, which is not a bad thing to have. I'll admit, right? It's good to value intelligence and to value it accordingly from the perspective of the financial world, the accolades, the hierarchy, etc., right? But again, after all of that stuff, if, let's say, instead, all of that stuff goes away, what remains? All right? If our financial system falls apart, if the oil tankers stop oil tanking, if there's a massive solar flare that knocks out all technology, if there's a massive pandemic breakout virus that kills 99% of the population, what remains? What remains? A bunch of idiots, right? Trying to just cope with being alive. And I am that idiot, I'll say. I am coping with being alive every single day. It is one of the hardest things I can imagine a soul to try and do. Be alive? Be a human being? What made me think that that was a good idea? And then in asking these kinds of questions, I come to the conclusion that what made me think it was a good idea is that I believe that I could help, even if it's in my own small way, even if I only impact a single life to do things differently. Instantly, I'm thinking about a friend called Melita, all right? When she started joining this stream initially, and this is not something that I'm saying from the perspective of, if not, then this. It's just one instance, one unspoken thing, right, in some way. She speaks for herself, of course, but for me, she hasn't spoken about that stuff necessarily as herself in this space. She has changed her entire life. The way that she shows up has been changed, right? And to echo the sentiment, if everything had to go away, right, if the world had to fall apart, she would be able to continue doing what she's doing right now. She has found something that brings her soul a sense of value, a sense of life satisfaction, right? And I want to share more, but I feel like it could sound like judgment if I did, right? She had a certain way of existing, and she's very smart. And I think she is a computer scientist as well, right? And she was applying herself in that way with that financial system, and she was being valued accordingly. And then she abandoned that, right, in favor of a creative path. And people could, and people would, consider someone like that an idiot. Oh, are you stupid? Why would you leave your well paying job to pursue to pursue a sense of satisfaction, soul satisfaction, a sense of fulfillment. I think that's the word I'm really looking for. Why would you do that when you could make so much money not doing that instead? You idiot. Fuck, don't at me. I'll at back. She wasn't. I think I've read that one. Hey, Dreamtooth is here. I'm finding myself. I think I've read that one too. It must be Saturday. Oh, it is. The base layer that precedes the beating is love is true. Technically, yes. I grew up in a household where physical punishment was still a norm, right? In the Christian religion, they have sayings like, bend the tree while it's young, right? And in my dad's mind, I was said young tree. And they tried to beat who I am out of me. They failed. They failed. But every single time I got a beating, it was also preceded with love is true, right? Where you know I'm doing this because I love you, gets beating. So yeah, Dreamtooth. The point I'm making is love remains true even after the beating, all right? I remained as a loving, capable being despite the beatings. And I think, again, giving voice to the unspoken. Nan, good morning. Hey, Tooth. Nancy's here with us. Hey, Nancy. It's nice having you. Thanks for the space. Most of the time is spent by myself in my apartment with these things weighing on me, and y'all help ease the burden. Bro, you make my life better by saying stuff like that, you know? Thank you. It's a fine day to believe in bullshit. Every day is a fine day, according to our minds. We got River Goon here with us, dude. Hey, Jaju. It's nice having you. I'm usually quite the introvert, but everyone here helps the mind work in their own little way. This is a opportunity of expression, all right? I do take the opportunity every day, but in that way, I am trying to teach something in my process, in my life, that is available to you too. It doesn't have to be your whole life, right? This year, I keep saying next year because I'm not coping with the fact that it's already 2026. This year, I'm probably going to get a job, right? And I'm going to work long hours, I'm sure. And I'm going to still show up here with you, friends, right? And I'm still going to make my flowers. I'm gonna try I'm gonna try and still do my yoga classes. I'll still, of course, do yoga on my own accord, but I'm gonna try and do my yoga classes. You don't have to change your entire life to change your entire life. You can just change 1 hour in your day, and that will change your life eventually. And it starts today. What would require a little bit of your attention? And if you applied a little bit of your attention to that thing that requires your attention every day, where would that lead you? I honestly, with absolute certainty in my heart, believe that there is no such thing as a bad path, right? That the path that you're on is your own, and it's unique and grand and filled with experience. We started today's stream by a little bit acknowledging that that experience isn't always a good one, but it is yours, right? In a world where everything is being subscription serviced away and we're being priced out of luxuries, we're being priced out of eating the food we want to eat, etc., etc. What do you own at the end of the day? What do you own? What's yours? What's really yours, if not your experience? And then if you really internalize that, how are you going to use that experience that you have, right? The world values you. Unfortunately, right now, we have quantified that value into dollar amounts, but I think about the world as something conscious, right? Like the world is aware of you and it likes having you here. I'll say, I'll give voice to that unspoken truth. Spare the child and spoil the rod. Yeah. I agree with this. It's good to have challenges. What exploring life is all about. Oh, yeah. It's a fertile ground for change here, Darren. I've seen a lot of people changed through their time here. Yeah, I gave one example of a friend, right? And I know for a fact, without a shadow of a doubt, that that story could, in one way or another, be echoed for every single one of you friends, right? The only reason that I mentioned the fractal that I did is because she posts her work on Instagram, right? She does like these soundscapes and dances, and it's something that I saw, right? But again, there's so much that I can't see, that hasn't been spoken to me, that still has a voice, right? That remains. Doing the work no one wanted to got me more than I could have imagined. It really is like that. I use BS to motivate myself. It's 90% of my mental chatter. I'm asking myself what percentage of my inner chatter is BS as well. Hoopty hoop. I see Hames is here too. Hey Hames. It's nice having you, friend. Welcome. Welcome back. It's nice to have you here again. It's always a pleasure to share the space with you, friends. I know nothing. Other than love is true. And even though I have a whole inner world of perspective and experiences, so does everyone else. And all I can do is give voice to the unspoken, right? I feel like, especially, maybe this is one of those things that happens with time, but I've been way more calm, or I think a better word is unexpectant when it comes to the information that I share with people, right? I take great joy in just sharing something without there being any expectation that you're supposed to listen to what I'm saying or do something with that information. What's going on with you, bro? Anything interesting happening? I'm at my brother's bachelor's party right now. There is bachelor's party things happening. People are having conversations and being gezellig. It's the word we use in Afrikaans. Merry. I think that's the English word. Being very merry. I'm happy that I showed up here with you friends. It might have been a little bit of a short stream, but I am happy that I showed up with you friends. I always am. I'm going to go and get my tablet so I can show you a flower. Get a few drinks in. I don't drink alcohol. Again, not the most popular stance to take at a bachelor's party, but it's the unspoken thing that I'll give voice to. I'll give voice to if I'm asked, right? I think there's a matter of consent in that way as well. I'm trying to get you set up here that you won't fall over, but this thing's it's not letting me. Not letting me. Oh shit, we're at the bachelor's party. Bring that ass hat out here. I have 15 years of marriage advice to impart. I don't think he's gonna like that. I don't think he's gonna be up to that. I walked through the snow to take the trash out and my slides. Not my best idea. You slipped and fell. I can imagine that could be something that would happen. The fact that you're here means that at least you didn't get too hurt. Big love to you, bro. I think I might have hit a button. Yeah, I hit. I think I I hit a button when I almost dropped my phone a second ago. Lost the sound. Is that just me? No. So I'll echo again. My brother is wearing suspenders, no shirt, a tie, funny glasses. So he's looking silly. No lampshade, as you said, necessarily. Hey, look, you guys melt killed the volume. We good now. We're back. All right. I'm gonna take you friends with me. I think I can leave this stuff here for now. I'm gonna bring this thing because this is my intrawebs. All right. I'm gonna quickly. Sure. But it was only I think I will. I'm gonna stream and then I'm gonna come and eat something. You wanna say hi to the friends? I see. Yeah, he's finishing his meal. Good morning, Joe. Fast on the draw. All right. I'll take a moment longer. There we go. This is Luke. This is the best man. Number
The
one.
best, but the worst man at the same time.
Number one best man. This
Yeah.
is Rudo's best friend. They studied together, lived together for a while as well.
Yep.
He's the one that organized this space for us, and it's beautiful, bro. Thank you for all of your love.
Cool. 100%.
I look forward to the questions a little bit later. I did. uh, fast on the draw. Darren. No, that's Dreamtooth. Good morning, Joe. Fast on the draw. Love is true. Thank you for letting me know that I was on mute. Hurrah. Here we go. This will be my bed. Here I will sleepeth, with my eyes closed. Let me get myself set up here in a way where I can. Oh, yeah. I can sit on the ground. I ain't no stranger. The ground sitting. It just fell out for a second. I think it's because this thing is in my pocket. Check. Is this thing working? Hello. Fajika. It's nice having you. I think you've been here before. That name looks mild familiar. Melt is wearing shoes. No, I'm not. Shoes? What are those? I say. That wasn't a fart. That was just me giving gas back. Bro got introduced to a camera like it's 2026 and more technology than my brain can process. Yeah, Luke is a cool guy. Really cool guy. I'm happy that Rudo has a friend like that. It's because I keep getting onto him about doing dumb shit in his bare feet. I do dumb shit on my bare feet because I want to, Sam. I'll let you know. I want to. There's something in me that seems to like healing, I'll say. I agree with you on that. No, I don't agree with her. That gives her more power. Look at that little swoopy. Yeah, like that. I made this one yesterday with my brother's friends watching as well. Yeah. Feast your eyes, I'll say. Joe giving me hard eyes. Nice. Hoop. Every time you send a message and it's just my name, I feel like I'm getting scolded. Sam. Just a random Sam with a dot afterwards. Seems very deliberate. I don't blame you. Remember, Sam? I showed you flower. Now I'll read you something, and then the stream will be done. Okay? There we go. There it is. Sorry. Helping the soul. I think if this shift gets one more flower, it could become a multidimensional museum. Quality the shift. Becoming perseverance. That's a hoopy comment. All right. I don't know what that means, but it feels like I'm doing something right. Is that right, Darren? You figure that out before or after the sausages? Yeah, sometimes. right? But for the most part, bro. Back again. Interwebs fractals. Should I fall after my own garden? So many pretty buds there. No words. I'm so confused. What's going on? Bear with me. I think I might have some mild heat stroke or something. I'm struggling here. My body is not made for this kind of heat. I don't think. It's just unrelenting. The fact that I talked about giving voice to the giving voice to the unspoken feels like something small. I feel like they are related, right? Energetically, at the very least. Helping the small. I usually start small, so small it almost goes unnoticed. A pause, a hand offered without a plan, a moment where you choose not to pass by. Helping once changes the shape of a day. Helping again changes the shape of a habit. Somewhere between the two, you realize this is not about fixing anything, it's about standing close enough that another life feels less heavy. The strange thing is how it multiplies. One kindness makes room for another, attention sharpens. You start seeing where you can lean in, where presence matters more than answers. Not everyone notices. That is part of freedom. The work does not ask for credit, it asks for mercy. Help long enough, and you begin to feel it working on you. Your edges soften, your patience widens, the world stops looking like a collection of problems and starts looking like a field of invitations. This is how difference is made, not all at once, not loudly, but again and again and again. Until helping is no longer something you do, but something you carry. A way of moving through rooms, a way of meeting faces, a quiet commitment to leave places lighter than you found them. And in that ongoing motion, life shifts, yours included. I thank you, friends, so much for the ways that you've shifted my life, the ways that you've helped me. I ain't gonna cry. I'm not crying. I'm not emotional. You're emotional. Melt, will you miss a stream when flying to the States? I don't plan on it. I don't fucking plan on it. I'm gonna make a plan. I'm gonna figure out if there's some sort of in-flight Wi-Fi or something. Do a stream early, do a stream late, do a stream I'll do. I promise you that, Nancy friend. Hail, resplendent noticers of the light shift. Shifting the light continuously, dear friends. I shared my flower. The poem, I'm definitely questioning that one. My toes were not happy. I'm gonna pretend. I'm gonna pretend that I know exactly what that means. Maybe it's something shoes. Have a nice Saturday to you too. Thank you, friends, for being here with me. Shoes or not, tread lightly on this world. I appreciate you. I'll see you, friends, again real soon, okay? Tomorrow. Goodbye.